because he did it that way now, do you think that... to me, it seems like at least anymore, a lot of the bands, the music all sounds the same.
Yeah.
So that gives it a different aesthetic than a lot of the newer stuff now, where everything's Pro Tools to death and everything sounds like everybody else. And half the bands that are on the radio today, I don't think you'll even hear them 5 years from now, let alone 20 years from now. Whereas Alice Cooper here, though, it's like 40 years later, he's still making records you can listen to all the way from beginning to end, like yours, that I appreciate. It's the first album I've heard this year that I can put it on the first track and play it all the way through without skipping a song.
Oh, wow, that's really honoring to hear.
I mean, literally, I haven't done that in a while. But do you think that the recording of that way possibly leads to different ways of making music? I don't want to say palatable because it's not really a mainstream sound, but it's definitely not like anything else that's out right now.
Well, the problem is, right, with it, is that when you do that, it's hard to get radio time, because you don't have the sort of finesse of the records that go on the radio. So, radio people tend to be, they tend to sort of try and detect the heartbeat of what kids listen to nowadays, and therefore if it doesn't match the criteria of what's hip and hot nowadays, they won't play it on the radio. But on the other hand, I'm doing this the good old-fashioned organic way. I'm going around playing, and people see the show, and if they like it, they come on board. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you seem like more of a genuine person than a lot of
that's what we're trying to do.
Rock star, where it's like some people charge you an arm and a leg, for a ticket, and then they gouge you again for a T-shirt. But yet, I saw an interview you did in San Francisco, and you made it perfect to actually point out that without the fans, you guys don't really have a job.
Absolutely. I mean, look, this is every, each and every person that comes on board, means a lot to us and to me personally, because we did a tour with Aerosmith, and we played literally 35,000 people every night, and it meant fuck all. You know what I mean? Because they weren't there. Well, we're doing shows in America. We did clubs, we played to 150 people, but those people are on board, and they mean a lot. We literally create personal relationships with, obviously, the people that want to have that thing, and the people that we can, because there's some people that are not. But what I'm trying to say is that it is a personal thing. It is. If we get a hit that goes on the radio, great. If that comes along, but I mean, I'm not. Because everybody says to me, "Oh, you got to sit in the studio, get that hit, and then go out and do the rest of it." I say that's just wasting time. So.
I agree.
But it's the hard way,
But I think it pays off more in the long run, though, because you actually have a bigger, more connected fan base.
Absolutely. I mean, you can be a touring musician without being a star. I'm not. I'm looking to be able to do what I love, make a living out of it, and enjoy life, and make music. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about. It's not about. I mean, don't get me wrong. If something comes along and brings a lot of money, it's very welcome.
Right.
But it's sort of.
But you're not.
And on the other hand, you can't generate a hit if you want to like that as well. I mean, I have tried. It's not like I've never tried, but it just doesn't come out. I can't sort of do. I'm writing a song for this, because I do production and write music for other people, and I'm writing, some pop stuff for this female singer, and I was writing the chorus, and it's absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous. I won't tell you what it is because then I'll give it away, but I thought, Jesus, is she really going to go out there and sing that?
Oh, wow.
And feel comfortable? And not only will she do it, she will feel more than comfortable, and the people will love it. And it's absolute dog shit, and I wrote it, right? Signature. But I can't do that.
I was going to ask you about that. I mean, like, as far as the organic stuff, do you think it's more palatable here in the U.S. as it is overseas, or vice versa?
The US is by far the best place I've ever played. The fans and the audiences are much. The academia is much further along. People are more diverse in the way they listen to music, the way they conceive a gig. It's people are out there to have fun, and they know a lot more about music than they do in England. And I make a point of it. I say it in every show. I say because it's sort of. Mind you, New York and especially Los Angeles is not really my cup of tea, because they're very much like London.
Yeah.
So there's a sort of blasé, sort of kind of, we're too cool for school, whereas the rest of America has been a joy for me. So. think that one of the favorite shows I've done was in Pittsburgh a couple of 3-4 days ago. That was really good. And some of the shows that we did in Florida a few months ago were really great. I enjoyed Florida. But every single show, literally, apart from very few that we've done, has been great fun. Great fun. I have had ones that I didn't like, but yeah.
What was the worst one?
Los Angeles. No. No, the worst one was when we cocked everything up. Where was it? Up in where they did the Winter Olympics. Our last Salt Lake City. That was horrible. That was
Mormon territory.
Terribly wrong. That went terribly wrong. I screwed it all up. So yeah, that was the worst one.
I mean, your worst nightmare then, just like screwing up like that?
Oh no! I mean, look, it's all part of the trade. I guarantee you, most people wouldn't even notice. So it's just not, you know. I mean, they probably did on that one. It's pretty obvious, but 9 times out of 10, the nightmare. See, singing is a very emotional business. You know, you go on that stage in a good mood, you get a bit of feedback, and the night rolls on fine. You go onto the stage and you're a bit reluctant. You get some guy booing you or sort of throwing a finger at you, and it all goes wrong. And you've got to, and that is where, you know, a professional singer should be able to not feel when they're on stage, feel afterwards and before, you know what I mean? Because you can't allow yourself to get emotional, because for every one person that goes fuck off, there's another 20 that love it. But, you know, you tend to focus on the one that says fuck off because you're like, oh, you know. So,
oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I really actually do.
Yeah. That's more like personal at that point, I think.
Yeah. Well, and you
put so much into this. And then for somebody to just...
But they do that, you know, they do that. Last night there was a guy for Alice. You know, after 3 songs, you stop.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's, you know, that is part of my job. I have to win you over. You know?
I agree. So, what are you listening to these days? I mean, considering the climate right now isn't exactly the best.
Music.
Yeah.
I've been listening... What am I listening to lately? That's a very interesting question. You know, it's kind of funny because I listen to... When I go on tours, and I've been listening to a lot of heavy stuff. I've been listening to a lot of your band, Dope, and Mushroom Head and all that stuff, because I went on tour with Mushroom Head. I've been listening to a lot of the heavier stuff. You know, I listen to everything. I mean, at the moment, if you ask me what my favourite band in the whole world is, I'll probably say Muse. I think they're proper craftsmen. Well, he is.
Yeah.
I think he's killer musician. But you know, I don't listen to very much music because I'm playing music all the time, writing music. So whenever I have a bit of downtime, I play with my children.
That's more admirable, I think. Though.
Yeah.
So there seems to be a lot of that lacking.
Yeah.
It's like people like to blame music, I think, for a lot of family problems. But if people would spend more time with their family, I don't think they would have as many issues.
Probably not. I mean, you know, my children are the most important thing in the world. So, you know, children are my family. You know, so. No, but it's been really great. You know, it's really fun. It's really fun being on the road in America. I love it. Really good.
Well, we're glad to have you here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
I mean, and I'm writing a new record now, which I'm trying to make slightly more electronic.
Okay.
Because he likes electronic music, so I'm trying to make him say, I like your record. You know, this is our tour manager, Luke, right? And I love him to bits. And you know why I love him? Because he doesn't like my music. You got to have somebody on board that doesn't like your music.
Well, you got to have somebody that'll tell you the truth.
Absolutely.
You know, yes men don't really get you very far. Except maybe to the unemployment line, I guess.
Yeah.
Just saying. So. What do you have on deck after this? You going to be doing still more touring? Or?
Well, we might be doing a whole bunch of more shows with Alice in December. I don't think the deal's locked yet, so I wouldn't write it down, but off the record. And then hopefully we're planning to go out on a headline tour around late February.
Oh,
So
nice.
like a big American tour, probably co-headlining with another band. and go around and do a big, nice tour. 40, 50 shows, try and hit a whole bunch of markets, you know.
Right on.
Hopefully we'll be able to get a few people to come in after this, you know. If we picked up enough people that like the gig, you know.
Well, this seems like Alice, at least, would be more of your crowd, I think, as opposed to like the Head PE Mushroom Head.
Absolutely. I mean,
now, Mushroom Head I can understand because they have the dark kind of thing, but I think Head PE, you know, the Juggalos.
It had nothing to do with it. It wasn't working. But Peter Murphy worked really well.
I'm still kicking myself in the ass that I missed that. When
did you?
Musica. Yeah.
Did we go through? Oh, we played in Akron.
Yeah, Musica.
Yeah, we did. That was a great show.
I had no clue you guys were even on that bill until the night of the show.
Oh wow!
And then I was like, wow, it's like snowing or something.
So what? You actually had heard the music before?
Yeah.
All right.
That's why, like I said,
did you hear it through that? When did you hear of us? Because of the Happy Returns release?
No. Right around the time the Peter Murphy thing was coming together, somebody had forwarded me a link on Facebook like, hey, you should check this guy out.
All right.
It's coming with Peter Murphy.
Oh, what a bummer.
Yeah, because it's like right up the street from my house.
Yeah,
like 3 blocks from there. Yeah.
That was the smallest stage I've ever played in my life.
I was surprised that they had that big of a show there, honestly, because that's mostly local
But you know what? It was so packed and it was so good.
If people still talk about
it was literally sort of, this was my work.
Literally,
it was killing. I loved it.
People still talk actually about you charming people with your red pants.
Oh really? So, there you go.
So
yeah,
that was good.
I'll be putting on a kilt tonight. So
awesome.
Is that cool? I mean, do you guys want anything else or?
I'm good.
I think I'm good too.
Great. Are you guys going to stick around for the show?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Great.